Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and I got a 2-for-1. I've got the Diamond, the DA20 with the Skyview Avionics system in it from Dynon, and I got Fly Shirley, and I'm excited about both. So come on, guys. Well, I can't take but one of you guys up at a time. So climb on into the passenger seat. Let's see. Now I'm going to be sitting on the left. I always have to work it out. So yeah, come on, go ahead and grab that right seat and let's go for a flight. All right. So yeah, I've got Shirley, and if you guys have not tried out Shirley yet, then I implore you to go ahead and give it a try. It's free for 10 days, and I'm not trying to make a Fly Shirley commercial, but I think you will enjoy it as much as I do. And if you look at what it costs, it's only $10 a month. Now, I know some of you saying $10 a month, but that's only 33 cents a day. Somewhere thereabout. If the day got 32 days, if the month got 31 days in it, it's only 32 cents a day. And if it's got 30 days, then I think it's 33 cents a day. But anyway, less than a cup of coffee, and it's so much fun. It adds so much immersion to the flight. But I digress. Anyway. I'm gonna put a link up where you can go to Fly Shirley or Airplane.team and get it free for 7 days. Okay. If you don't see the link, then just look down in the notes below and you'll find it there. All right. Now the other thing that I mentioned that I have is this Diamond DA20, and to be honest, oh man, look at the shine on that. Oh man, these guys must be proud of this aircraft. It's got the tablet stuck to the window here. That's pretty cool, and you can see that it's got some place for storage. I guess I got how much do you think that bag weighs? I'd say 15 pounds. No, maybe let's say 25 pounds. And it's got this might be the EPU, the electronic power unit. I think is what that stands for. Let's see. Let's get in the aircraft and EPU. Electronic power unit, I think is what that stands for. And if the battery is low, then I can plug that guy in this port right here. Come on, explain. Swing me over. Yes, I got a port right here that I can plug it into. External, not. That's what the E stand for. Did I say electrical power unit? I don't remember what I said, but that's where it goes. All right, so yeah. And no, that's a different device. So at least we both know that now. But I don't think I'm gonna need it. All right, let's get in the cockpit and take a look around. Man, talk about some beautiful texturing. I'm not really one of those guys that care a lot for texturing, but the more I fly, the more it seems to start to capture my eyes, especially when I see texturing that's done so outstanding to such a high degree. I mean, I see flaws in the texturing, and this looks great. Yeah, this really does look great. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. Headset and the stick between the legs. And all right, don't Don't you go there, guys. Get your mind out the gutter. The flight stick. So yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe it's my mind I need to consider. But anyway, let's get Shirley to join us, and we'll get this flight started. Shirley, where are you? So to get Shirley, let's see. I am going to go to Airplane.team, or you can just go to flyshirley.com, and I'm going to click on Let's Fly. I'm already logged in. And since this airplane is not in Shirley's current database, and it's a DA20, not a DA42, then I am just gonna pick the closest airplane, which is a single engine, fixed gear, piston aircraft. Not a complex. If it had a mixture and retractable gear, or just retractable gear, I think it might be considered complex. All right, so let's get Shirley started.
Your attention, please. Airplane teammate is up. Mic check when ready.
Okay.
Your attention, please. Airplane teammate is up. Mic check when ready.
Hey, Shirley, Frank here. Just Frank. And how are you?
Roger that, just Frank. Shirley back in another single engine fix-it gear, ready to be your wingman. And Shirley, I'm doing...
Okay, actually, did I say just Frank? My name is Frank. I am just Frank, but my name is Frank. Anyway, so you ready to be my wingman, Shirley?
Roger, Frank, and don't call me Shirley. But yes, ready to fly right alongside you. What's our mission today?
Okay, so we're in the Diamond DA20. And we will probably see. I think we're in an airport in Central North Carolina called Triangle North. Seemed like this airport used to be called 777, but if it was, it's been renamed to Triangle North. Yeah. Anyway, we're at Triangle North, which is probably about 20 miles to the north, to the northwest, to the northeast of Raleigh-Durham. And we're going to fly this aircraft to Raleigh-Durham we may fly via Lake Ridge, which is a little small grassy strip. Take a quick touch and go there, and then fly to Raleigh-Durham and go to the FBO and park the aircraft. How does that sound to you?
Roger, Frank. Sounds like a fun multi-leg journey from Triangle North IJX to Lake Ridge Aeropark 8 and CCB for a touch and go, then finishing at Raleigh-Durham, KRDU. Just to confirm, ready to get started from Triangle North?
Yep. We are just about ready to get started at Triangle North here. First thing we need to do, I suppose, is get the aircraft started. So I'm just looking over the systems. Mixture is shut off. Throttle is at idle. Keys are not in the ignition. Park brake is on. Heat is off, and everything is off except my taxi light, which I'm turning off now. Okay, so I think
looks like we're at
go ahead.
Let's get a weather check for Triangle North before engines start.
Okay, good idea.
I see we're parked at Triangle North, heading Seoul 37. Looks like we'll need to complete the engine start checklist first. Batteries off, mixtures lean, throttle closed, and brakes set. Want to run through the startup sequence?
Well, I thought you was going to get that weather check first before we get started. I mean, I thought you was going to check the weather before we got started.
You're right. Let me try the weather check again. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get current weather data for Triangle North IGX. We can proceed with the startup sequence whenever you're ready.
Triangle North is try looking for Lima Hotel Zulu. Kilo Lima Hotel
Roger
Zulu.
that. Let me try that weather check for KLHZ. Triangle North weather, calm winds, visibility. 10 statute miles, broken clouds at 6,000 feet, altimeter 30.30.
All right. And broken clouds at 6,000 feet. We'll stay up under that. And
Roger that, Frank.
yeah, looks mostly cloudy up there. But I guess the clouds do have breaks in them. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put the key in the ignition, turn on my master battery, and Shirley, go into standby mode. I'm not standby mode, but assistant mode for me. So guys,
Assistant mode enabled.
So guys, assistant mode tells Shirley to stay quiet and just listen while I do something, and that way I can talk, and Shirley won't respond to me. Well, unless I call the name Shirley, which I just did. So Shirley's gonna say something. Go ahead, Shirley.
Exactly. Yo, Frank, just chilling here at Triangle North, heading 47, ready to assist when you need me.
Okay, thanks. Now, getting back to what I was saying,
Roger, monitoring while you complete your checklist. Just call my name when needed.
okay, getting back to
Monitoring.
what Shirley,
Monitor.
come out of assistant mode, normal conversation.
Roger that, Frank. Exiting assistant mode.
Okay, and go back into assistant mode for me.
Roger, back to Shirley mode.
Okay, so I think by having it come out of assistant mode and going back into assistant mode, then that helped it reset, because even at that time when it's in assistant mode, it was still responding. So as you work with the system, you learn how to granularly control aspects of it, and everything that I do with it is voice checked. I do everything by voice. I don't once I start the app, I don't have to click on anything else. I don't have to well, there is one thing I do click on, and that is to wake the system, that is to allow the system to see X-plane, so that it can see the airplane that I'm flying. But other than that, that's it. Anyway, I think I digress. So circling back, I was going to get this aircraft started. So mixture is off. Let's bring the mixture up. Let's cycle the throttle. Brakes are set. And let's turn the power on. Dynon Skyview Touch. You know what? This avionics system is impressive. It takes some getting used to. but it's impressive. I mean, it's got pages that are really, really helpful. Okay, like, and it's got some customization stuff. Like, if I didn't want this engine parameters on the right side, I could move it to the left side. Let's see, how do you do that? Because I'm trying to do that layout. That's it. There we go. So it's the layout that does it. And I think I do want to leave it to the right side. I'm just more apt to look on my right for the engine parameters, because I fly a lot of other airplanes with the engine parameters on the left side. Did I say right side? Okay, I was absent the day they taught us left from right. Okay. Let me pause a sec. Sorry, guys. Apologies for that interruption. And so yeah, I am back. And in the Diamond DA20, and we were going to get this guy started up. Mixture is rich. We already powered cycled the throttle. Let's go from left to right. Autopilot EPU is off. Autopilot can come off. Pulse, landing, taxi lights are all off. Since I don't have a beacon light, I am going to go ahead and turn the position light on, and just out of an abundance of caution, I might fire the strobes up. Okay. I've got, let's see, this has a 12-volt battery in it, not a 24-volt battery. So right now, I still got 12 volts on that battery. Good stuff. And instruments are okay. As you can see, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, good deal. And fuel, let's give it a quick little prime. All right, see the fuel PSI coming up. Can unprime it. And battery, okay, this is the generator, and the avionics mouse is off. Fuel pump is off. And let's go ahead and give it a start. All right, and now you guys want to see something neat. Right now I got the covers on it, right? So I've learned from experience that if I don't take this cover off, that I'm going to the aircraft is going to catch on fire when I try to start it. Shirley, are you there?
Yes, Frank. I see you're doing your pre-start checklist. Did you want me to verify anything specific about the engine start sequence?
Well, what I want you to do is remind me that after I land at Raleigh, Durham, demo starting the engine back up after we land and park at Raleigh, Durham and go through our shutdown sequence. Remind me to start the aircraft back up with the covers on it so I can demonstrate it catching on fire. Okay?
Roger that, Frank. I'll remind you to demo the engine start with covers on at KRDU after shutdown to show why that's a bad idea. For now, looks like you're ready for a proper monitoring.
Okay, so let's get back to our start. All right, so we were just about to call clear prop. I prop clear when I realized that I hadn't taken the covers off, which, like my co-pilot just said, is a bad idea. So let's get these removed. We can do it here, and you've already seen me connect the EPU, the external power unit. Of course, I can connect it this way also just by hitting this button and boom, there it is, and disconnect. Okay. Um, and options are basically these. If I wanted to steer with the rudder, I could, but in reality, this is a free castering nose wheel, so it doesn't have the guy. You can't use the rudder to make it go left or right in reality. And I like to keep stuff as realistic as possible. Um, Breakers are modeled in this aircraft, and let's just set the breakers to realistic, not perfect, but realistic. We got four settings. We got perfect, which means the breakers will not affect any phase of a flight. We got realistic, whereas the breakers probably won't affect any phase of flight. We've got entertaining, well, who knows what might happen. Something may happen. When I was in accounting, we used the phrases probable, possible, and remote. So here with at this setting, it's probable that nothing will happen. Here it's possible something's going to happen. I'm getting it backwards. And here it's remote that nothing that something. Let's see. Let's get it. I'm just trying to do a double negative. All right. Let's make this remote. This possible. Let's see. Okay. Perfect is remote for the breakers. Reliability perfect. Breakers reliability realistic is possible something might happen. Reliability entertaining is probable something might happen. Let's see. And in this case, challenging is certainly something's going to happen. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Boy, I can spend a lot of time on something so simple. Um, this is the backup. I did change it to gradient rather than plain. Just giving you a kind of an overview of this aircraft as I go along. Aspect ratio. I'm not popping anything out right now. I'm using one monitor for everything, so these really don't really apply to my situation. But you could pop these out and drag them to a tablet or some other smaller device that's connected. And about. Um, you may recognize two people. That's Lionel. He's the lead developer at Aerobask, and Daniela, who is the sound guru for both Aerobask, X-Plane, and another developer. Other developers have actually contracted with her, and most of the other people I don't recognize, but hopefully, hats off to everybody who's had a hand in developing this DA20. Okay, so with that said, we have cleared our prop. Oh man, that looked just like me, don't it? For you guys who know what I look like. Okay, let's see. Let's get in the aircraft. All right, there we go. And prop is clear. Covers are removed. And now the question is, should I start the aircraft now? Anybody know what's wrong? Look at the aircraft. I knew you'd catch it. Yep, I need to close this guy before I start it. Don't want that prop wash doing damage to those hinges, right? So this is what kind of covers this called. It's closed now. That kind of anyway. You can see how it's a good idea to close it before we start the engine. Otherwise, we have no windshield whatsoever. So yeah. All right, and then after we get it closed, we actually want to lock it. There we go. All right. Did I holler clear prop? All right, let's open it up and holler clear prop. This is how we have fun, right? Let's see. We have fun by following some real world type procedure stuff. Clear prop. All right, let's close it back up. I'm gonna grab it on my side this time, something I don't normally do. And wrong button, wrong click spot. Grab the handle. All right, grab the handle. There we go. All right, and we got a clear prop. Now you might say our battery may have gone down a little bit. Let's recheck it. I'm still at 12 volts. I've seen it go down. Right. Okay, oil pressure is up, even though oil temperature is still in the red, and we've got 144 pounds of fuel. And is that going to be enough fuel? You know, I did not check how much fuel was in the aircraft. Let's see. Let's go back and check. Okay, it looks like we got 4 tanks, 144 pounds. Okay, I should have known that was a 4 tank. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, yes, I do. I fly so many different aircraft that a lot of the aircraft that I fly, 144 pounds is not enough. It's maybe just enough to taxi. All right, because I fly the big irons too. All right, so I'm waiting on that fuel pressure to come out, get up out of the red, but in the meantime, I could go ahead and get some other stuff on. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the generator, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the avionics master. You know, I catch myself sometimes, rather than saying I'm gonna turn on the avionics master, I want to say I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the avionics master. I remember watching somebody's video a while back, and he used the term "gore head." You know, because but let's face it, we don't say go ahead. At least I don't say go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead. And I don't say I am. I'm gonna go ahead. Talk about language. Anyway, I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. All right. You don't want to hear me sing. If I start singing, you guys might start sending me money. We can't have that. Or you might start asking me money for psychiatric treatment and doctor visits and all kinds of stuff with your ears. So yeah. All right. So my oil temp is now in the yellow. I can proceed to get ready to taxi. Let's get Shirley back in this conversation. Shirley, I appreciate you being quiet for a minute. Shirley, I appreciate you being quiet for a minute. You're welcome to join us. Shirley. Okay, so looks like Shirley, the wrong window, guys. And I'm not even doing sim brief. Looks like Shirley is not responding at the moment. So one thing let's hit this wake up Shirley button and see what happens.
Monitoring.
Okay, Shirley, I thought I lost you there for a minute. Well, let's take it out. Let's manually take it out of assistant mode. Shirley, you there?
Roger, Frank. I see we're parked in Triangle North, heading 047, engine idling at 800 RPM. Ready for taxi when you are.
Okay, glad to have you back with us. I appreciate you being quiet there for a little while.
Roger, Frank. I was monitoring while you got everything set up. I see we're at 800 RPM. Brake set, ready for taxi when you are.
Okay.
Want me to grab the weather one?
Okay, yeah, you can grab the weather, and I don't need, I'll let you know if I need any telemetry readouts, okay?
Monitoring.
Can you hear me okay, Shirley? Okay, so I am going to end the call with Shirley.
Looks like you're ready.
I am going to end this call with Shirley
Monitoring.
and restart it. And this happens, you know, with AI, with electronics, with computers. Sometimes you just have to, you know, I'm an old IT guy, and the word power cycle come to mind. Sometimes you just got to power cycle stuff. The thing about Shirley is each call is independent. So when I get Shirley back, then I'm going to have to bring Shirley back up to speed. So the call is ended, and what I like to do is disconnect. And you heard me talk about a second button, which is this connect to, let's say, let me pull this down a little bit, this connect to Explain button. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the call.
Your attention, please. Airplane teammate is up. Tag, whence are ready.
Hey Shirley, my name is Frank, and I am the pilot in command of the Dynon DA20 with the SykView Avionics.
Copy that, Frank. Shirley back in a Dynon DA20. Shirley mode active. Let's make this flight one for the books.
All right, Shirley mode active.
Silence. No response needed for acknowledgement.
Okay. I wanted you in normal.
Silence.
Yeah.
No response needed for acknowledgement.
Yeah, I wanted you in assist and get it out, Frank. I wanted you in normal conversation mode at this moment.
I noticed Shirley mode is currently off. Would you like me to enable it?
No.
That way I'll stay quiet.
I don't want you to enable it. I don't want to fly by myself.
I'm ready.
So that's why I got you in my right seat. To be an extra set of.
You got it, Frank? I'm your co-pilot.
To be an extra set of.
I'm right here with you, Frank. Ready to help however you need. What would you like to do first?
Thank you. So I got the aircraft started, and if you look, you will see the status of the aircraft. But Shirley, I don't want any telemetry readouts unless I ask for them.
And don't call me Shirley, but you're right. I'll only tell you specific numbers if you ask for them. I see we're parked and ready to go at what looks like Franklin County Regional Airport in North Carolina. What's our plan today, Frank?
Yeah, actually we are at Triangle North in central North Carolina. Our KO is Kilo
Would you like me to look
Lima
up the current
Hotel
weather
Zulu.
at Franklin County Regional Airport, KLHZ, before we head out?
Yes. So we're about to get the weather. Oh, by the way, Shirley, I am recording this video of this flight, and so I should have some people watching that you can say hello to on YouTube.
Hey, YouTube viewers, I'm Shirley, Frank's AI co-pilot. Now, Frank, back to business. KLHZ weather. Scattered clouds at 6,000 feet, wind 070 at 6 knots, visibility 10 miles, altimeter 30.31.
30.31. Okay, so let's get that altimeter dialed in. Clouds at 6,000 feet. We don't intend to go that high.
I see we're parked with the brakes on, heading about 047. Your strobes and nav lights are on, but you might want your taxi lights for ground movement. What's our mission today?
So we're gonna fly from Triangle North, do a touch and go at Lake Ridge Aero Park, and from there fly to KRDU, where we will park at the FBO. Once we're parked, we want to shut the engine down, put the covers on, and create an engine fire by demoing what will happen by starting the engine with the covers on. So in case I forget to do that, please remind me to demo starting the engines with the covers on, so that the YouTube audience can see the fire.
I understand we're planning a touch and go at Lake Ridge, W3, then on to W Airport, 5W5 in Raleigh. Would you like me to set those waypoints for you? Also, you mentioned you want me to remind you about something with calls. Could you clarify what you'd like me to remind you about?
Okay, I want you to remind me to restart the engine with the covers on it, with the engine covers on it. And unfortunately, in this particular aircraft, that would cause an engine fire, and the animation of the fire is so cool that I want to share it with people. Did you get that?
I'll remind you about engine restart and putting the engine covers on later. Let me set up those waypoints for your route.
Okay, I got some problems with the waypoints that you called out. So let's fix those problems. Okay, number one, we are at Triangle North, Kilo Lima Hotel Zulu.
Go ahead and tell me.
We are going to Lake Ridge Aero Park, which is 8NC8, and from there we're going to Raleigh Durham, which is Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform RDU.
Let me set those waypoints correctly for your route. KLHZ, your current position, to Lake Ridge, WU3, to Raleigh Durham, KRDU.
Lake Ridge is, see, W03 was Lake Ridge's ICAO
Let me help
years ago. Wait a minute, listen to me for a second, okay? W03 was Lake Ridge.
I see we're currently at KLHZ. Could you please confirm the identifier for Lake Ridge Airport? The code you mentioned, HNCH, doesn't match my database. Once you confirm, I'll set up the correct waypoints for your route to RDU.
Not HNC8, the number 8, NC, and the number 8.
Ah, got it. Let me set the waypoint for Lake Ridge, NC8.
No, still, okay. Lake Ridge, 8. North Carolina, 8. Or 8, what's north? November Charlie, 8. 8, November Charlie, 8.
8 NC8. Now I've got it exactly. Lake Ridge Airport. That's already set as your first waypoint, 11.6 nautical miles away on a magnetic course of 246. Would you like me to set up KRDU as the next waypoint?
Lake Ridge is my home airport in real life, so I know the way to Raleigh-Durham from there. But I do appreciate you giving me 246 to Lake Ridge. So when I depart, I will look for 246 on my.
Roger that. You know Lake Ridge, 8C8, like the back of your hand. You're ready to taxi. Might want those taxi lights on before we roll. Need
Okay.
anything else before departure?
Can you turn those taxi lights on? Okay, I thought I'd check to see if you could manipulate them. I got them.
Your taxi lights are currently off. Would you like me to turn them on for ground operations?
They're on. All right.
I see your taxi lights are off.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, you know what? We're not ready to go. I just saw a video.
I see taxi lights are on and you're ready to roll. Brakes are currently set. Let me know when you want to taxi.
You know, I just saw a video not too long ago where a guy in a PC-12 wound up having a nose prop because he forgot to take off his tow bar and took off, and the tow bar prevented the nose gear from locking. Once he retracted it, it wouldn't lock.
Roger. Hold
And
short runway
he wound
5
up with
at
a prop
KLHZ.
strike.
Wind check shows runway 5 would be good for departure. Ready when you are.
So you guys see that sometimes my Copilot is talking over me. So when that happens and I really want to say something, I can ask it to go into assistant mode. Shirley, go into assistant mode, please.
Would you like me to enable Shirley mode so I only speak when you call for me? I'll
Yes.
stay quiet until you say Shirley mode enabled. I'll stay quiet until you call Shirley. Ready for departure, runway 5.
Okay. Anyway, back to my story with the guy flying the PC-12 with the tow bar on it, and he wound up having a prop strike because he couldn't lock the tow bar, the front nose gear back into place when he landed. And what made me think about that story was I'm ready to take off, and lo and behold, I haven't turned. I don't see my avionic masters on. My avionics on, and I did turn the masters on, but they did not come on. So what gives? I did put the what do you call it, the breakers to realistic, and when I look over here, I'm seeing 3 pop breakers. My God. So let's push them all back in. Instruments must be the, let's see. Oh, the instrument light. Okay. And SV2. What can SV stand for? SykView. SykView 2 is off. So let's get that in, and let's see if we can't wake our stuff up. Now, for airline pilots, they're only allowed to reset a breaker once. If the breaker pops again, then in the airline world, that means something going on. And I'm gonna adopt that same philosophy for this aircraft, any other aircraft that I fly. Let's turn the master back on. All right. So yeah, what I should have did, what I was supposed to do that I didn't do was check all my breakers before I even started the aircraft. Look at here, I even got the servo breaker popped. So this can be, let this serve as a testament of what to do to make us, what we should be doing to keep our flights safe. Now, in the sim, I like to say that since there is no real risk of injury, property damage, or death, actually it's property damage, injury, or death. I like to do it in that order. PID, since there is no risk of PID, PID, property damage, injury, or death, then I could take liberties that I definitely wouldn't take in the real thing. Okay. So let's go. Shirley, come out of Shirley mode, normal conversation mode.
Yes, Frank, I'm here. What can I help you with?
Normal conversation mode. Okay. So look, we are starting our taxi roll, Shirley. Can you release the brake? That's okay. I released them myself by touching the rudder brakes.
Brakes are already released. You're clear to taxi to runway 5. I see you're rolling at 5 knots.
Yeah, what was the winds again? Winds were calm. Let me turn the autopilot on.
Silence. No response needed while taxiing.
What was the winds again? Shirley, could you give me the winds?
Silence. No response needed for acknowledgement while taxiing.
I'm not taxiing. For some reason, it sounds like you're having trouble.
I see you're lined up on runway 5, throttle at idle. Landing lights would be good for takeoff. Need a final weather check?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get, a final weather check. And maybe you can hear me better now.
Landing lights are currently off. Would you like me to turn them on for takeoff? You're lined up nicely on runway 5, ready for departure.
I am not lined up. In fact, that's a good idea. We need to see what runway we want. So we got runway 5 and runway 23. I'm still at the I'm still on the tarmac on the ramp,
yes,
Shirley.
You're on runway 5. Wind
No,
still
no,
favors this runway.
no.
Would you like me to turn on your landing lights for takeoff?
No, thank you. So
Understood. You'll handle the lights. You're lined up on runway 5, throttle at 14%, and brake is off. Ready for your takeoff roll when you are.
So Shirley cannot actually see where I'm at. What it's doing is it looks at the lat and long,
yes, Frank.
and then
I'm listening. What would you like me to help with?
Shirley mode, please.
Yes, Frank? I notice you're lined up on runway 23, not 5 as I thought earlier. Magnetic heading 115. Would you like me to check the current winds again for best runway?
Yes. Every time you check it, I forget to listen to the winds.
I see you're lined up on runway 14 at KLHZ, magnetic heading 137. Landing lights are off, but taxi, nav, and strobes are on. Ready for your takeoff roll when you are.
Okay, this is for Alex. If you're watching, I'm setting Shirley to Shirley mode with 0 seconds set. Okay, where was I, guys? Every time I've heard the weather, I'm not sure whether he said calm, light and variable, or just what. So, Shirley, what's the weather again? Shirley. 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 You know, it's funny because out of all the times I've flown, I've never had to restart Shirley twice. Usually not even once. So I can only assume that the server that Shirley may be running from is busy, maybe.
Your attention, please. Airplane teammate is up. Mic check when ready.
Hi, Shirley. My name is Frank. Shirley, my name is Frank. Shirley. Shirley? Could it be that my speakers are drowning me out? I think not. Shirley. Shirley. Shirley.
Shirley back in a single engine fixed gear. Assistant mode active. Standing by for your lead.
My name is Frank. Yeah, certainly something going on with the server. Well, actually Shirley is in assistant mode. Let me take it out. Okay, it's out of assistant mode now. My name is Frank.
Roger that, Frank. Assistant mode isn't enabled yet. Want me to activate Shirley mode, where I'll stay quiet until you call me?
No. No, let's leave you in normal conversation mode.
Roger, Frank. Assistant mode disabled. I'm here whenever you need me. Ready to roll at Henderson Oxford Airport. What's our mission today?
Okay, so we are currently at Triangle North, Kilo Lima Hotel Zulu. We're gonna make a touch and go at Lake Ridge Aero Park, which is 8 November Charlie 8. And from there, we will go to Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform, KRDU, Raleigh-Durham, where we will park and shut down. Okay. Did you get that, Shirley?
Frank, let me.
Did you get that, Shirley? Not Charlie, Shirley. So Shirley seems to be having a hard time making out what I'm saying. I can actually, it's actually echoing what I say. So what's being echoed back in text is not matching what I'm actually trying to say. So that is accounting for some of our miscommunication.
I understand now. Thanks for explaining the speech recognition issues, Frank. I'll do my best to interpret what you're saying. Let me confirm your flight plan. 1. Starting here at Henderson, Oxford, KLHZ. 2. Touch and go at Lake Ridge Aero Park, Agency 8. 3. Final stop at KRDU. Is that correct?
No. Everything was correct except the starting point. We are starting at Triangle North, which is Lima Hotel Zulu.
Now I understand. Starting from Raleigh-Durham, KRDU, then touch and go at Lake Ridge Aero Park, Agency 8, and ending at Henderson, Oxford, KHZ. Let me set that first waypoint.
No. Okay. Can you look at the light and long in the telemetry and see where we're at?
Looking at your position data, you're at 36.02 when 52 degrees and 78.3302 degrees due, which is Oxford Henderson Airport, KHNZ. So let me correct your flight plan. Starting at KHNZ, touch and go at Lake Ridge, 8NC8. Then final stop at KRDU. Let me set Lake Ridge as your first waypoint.
Maybe I'm giving Shirley the wrong KL code. Let me recheck myself.
I see the telemetry now. You're absolutely right. We are at Henderson, Oxford, KHNZ. I've already set Lake Ridge, Agency 8 as your first waypoint. It's 21.2 nautical miles away on a magnetic course of 258. Would you like me to check the weather before we depart?
My breakers are popping much too. Okay. Hold on just a second, Shirley. So I put the breakers in this aircraft on realistic, and they're popping like popcorn. No, they're popping much.
Yes, let me check the weather at KHNZ for you. KHNZ weather, wind 60 at 8 knots gusting 15, broken at 4,000 feet, overcast at 4,500 feet, visibility 10 miles, altimeter 30.32.
Okay, maybe my engines are too loud, and because of that, Shirley has not been able to understand a lot of what I was saying.
I understand better now, Frank. You're correct that the speech recognition has been struggling. I can confirm we're currently at KHNZ, Henderson, Oxford, parked, heading 130. I've already set Lake Ridge, 8NC8, as your waypoint. It's 21.2 miles on course 258. Would you like to try saying things more slowly, or should I just confirm each instruction to make sure I got it right?
I would say things more slowly rather than have you confirm each instruction.
Roger, Frank. Good plan.
And also, the airport that we are at is Kilo Lima Hotel Zulu. One more time. Kilo Lima Hotel Zulu.
Ah, I see the confusion now. I see we're at KLHZ, Triangle North Executive, not KHNZ. My mistake. Let me update Lake Ridge, 8 and C8 as your first waypoint from KLHZ.
So I got these lights too high. And turn them
Roger,
down.
your lights look good for startup. Taxi light on for ground ops. Nav and strobes on. Landing lights can stay off until takeoff. Would you like me to check the weather at Triangle North, KLHZ?
Yes. Okay.
KLHZ weather. KLHZ weather, calm winds scattered at 3,500 feet, overcast at 6,000 feet, visibility 10 miles, altimeter 30.32.
Okay, so we've got some clouds that's descending. Okay, from the last weather update. All right, and winds are calm, so doesn't make any difference which runway we'll take. So we'll take the closest one to us to shorten our taxi, and it looks like we're pretty much in the middle. No, we're definitely closer to this end. So we're not going to make any calls. And
For departure at KLHZ, your position near runway 9. With calm winds, that's a good choice. Ready for your radio call when you are.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have you, Shirley, make the radio calls. Can you let them know that we're taxiing to runway 23?
Triangle North traffic, single engine, fixed gear, taxiing to runway 23 for departure, Triangle North.
And we're in a Diamond DA20, tail number 353 Romeo Foxtrot. You don't have to repeat that you don't have to redo the call.
Triangle North traffic, Diamond DA20, 353 Romeo taxiing to runway 23 for departure, Triangle North.
Whoa. I tell you, if you're not watching, it is so easy to run off the runway, the taxiway, which is why my instructor used to say, treat taxiing just like you are
Triangle
flying.
North traffic, Diamond DA20, 353 Romeo, backtracking runway. 23 for departure, Triangle North.
Okay. Yeah, I think the engine sounds are definitely keeping the sound, making the sound hard. So I'm gonna turn the engines down a little bit more.
Triangle North traffic, Diamond DA20. 353 Romeo, holding short runway 23 for engine run-up, Triangle North.
I hadn't planned to do an engine run up, but since you made the call, that's a good idea. Let's see.
Since we're here,
Let's do a mag check.
Roger, good call. I see your engine's at idle RPM 68. Go ahead with your power check when ready. I'll monitor the RPM and manifold pressure for you.
Okay. Right, left mag,
You're in.
right mag. Mags are looking good. Let's turn off our generator. Okay, generator light came on, battery voltage went to 11, became illuminated. Now we're back at 14 volts. So yeah, generator's working fine. Fuel pump. And okay, I don't know if this fuel pump should be on for takeoff. So I'm gonna turn it on for takeoff. And yeah, let's make the let's take the runway announcement, and we'll be departing to, let's see, we're departing runway 23, and we'll turn to run to 246. So we basically will be heading straight out.
Triangle North traffic, Diamond DA20. 353 Romeo. Departing runway 23, straight out departure. Triangle North.
See, taxi lights, landing light is on. Strobe light is on. And I tell you, these differential brakes can be tough to get
Landing
used
lights
to.
are also on. Looks good for takeoff. All your lights are set correctly. Power looks good at 1552 RPM. When you're ready, full power and rotate at 55 knots.
All right. Can you give me 50% flaps?
Flaps set to 50% for the takeoff.
Taking off. I didn't set my transponder. So as soon as I get stable in the air, remind me to do that.
Triangle North traffic. Triangle North traffic. Diamond 353 Romeo airborne runway 23 departing straight out. Triangle North. Remember to set your transponder when ready.
Flaps up, please.
Flaps up. Don't forget your transponder.
Okay.
Turn right 32 degrees to heading 259 for Lake Ridge. You're climbing well through 700 feet.
Transponder. Altitude, VFR. VFR set. Transponder set. Oh man, the sunset looked beautiful in front of us.
Beautiful sunset ahead. You're right on course for Lake Ridge now. 20 miles to go. Want me to set your transponder to squawk VFR at 1200?
I did already.
Roger that. Transponder set. Nice climb rate. Leveling at your preferred altitude whenever you're ready.
For this flight, 2000 works.
Roger. Climbing through 1500 feet to 2000. You're on course. Just a small 4-degree correction to the left will put you right on the 259 heading to Lake Ridge.
And I probably don't need to make a course correction unless I'm over 5 or 7 degrees off. So yeah, give me let me be off 7 degrees on either side before you give me a course correction.
Roger that, Frank. I'll only call out heading corrections if you're more than 5 degrees off course. Your current heading of 258 is spot on for Lake Ridge, just 18.5 miles ahead.
Yeah, I see the lakes.
Leveling nicely at 2,000 feet, airspeed 80 knots. Lake Ridge is team point 1 miles ahead. Just keep this heading and enjoy that sunset.
Yeah, the sunset is absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning sunset. Your heading of 261 is within tolerance. Lake Ridge is 16.5 miles ahead. I won't mention numbers again unless you ask. Just enjoying the view with you.
I am. The view is just incredible. It's lovely up here this time of day. This is why you fly. This is why you fly low and slow.
Couldn't agree more, Frank. There's something magical about being up here, watching the day fade into twilight. This right here, this is pure flying joy.
Agreed.
Look at those colors painting the sky, and with a smooth 95 knots, we're just fast enough to chase that sunset a little longer. Pure magic.
Okay, so winds will come at Triangle North.
Lake Ridge,
Let's see if they're calm at RDU, and that'll give us an idea how they're looking at Lake Ridge. So what is the weather at RDU?
KRDU weather, wind 070 at 10 knots, broken at 1,500 feet, visibility 10 miles, altimeter 30.28. Lake Ridge is still 14.9 miles ahead. Just a small 1 degree correction to the left when you're ready.
You say winds were what at RDU?
At KRDU, the winds are from 070 northeast at 10 knots. Lake Ridge is now 14.1 miles ahead. Right, and your current heading of 256 is perfect. Stay on course.
So winds at 07, then at Lake, so that means that we should set up for runway 32 at Lake Ridge.
Roger. Setting up for runway 13 at Lake Ridge since winds at RDU are from 070. You're 13.2 miles out, and that'll give you a nice left base entry to the pattern.
Not 13, runway 32. Lake Ridge has runways 14 and 32.
Roger.
Right.
Correction. Runway 32 at Lake Ridge for the winds from 070. That'll work even better. You're 12.6 miles out. We'll plan for a left downwind entry to 32.
So we're on a course of 240, and I am turning towards, I see the lakes and I see the bridge. I see the bridge that ought to be Interstate 85, and I don't think
Roger.
Lake Ridge has a beacon. I mean, yeah, I don't think they have a beacon. But I'm trying to get my bearings by looking visually at the lake. And let's see, I'm already headed towards KRDU. And so what?
I see you're looking for visual references. Good technique. You're about 10 miles from Lake Ridge now.
You know what?
With your current heading of 270, you're set up nicely to enter a left downwind for runway 32. The lake and I-85 bridge are good landmarks to orient yourself.
Yeah, can you give me a vector to Lake Ridge? I don't think I'm heading in the right direction here.
Turn right 17 degrees to heading 260. Lake Ridge is 9.4 miles ahead. You're descending through 1,600 feet. Remember, we want to enter left downwind for runway 32.
Let's see. I am looking at the map. Let me look out the window.
Turn left 30 degrees to get back on course 259. Lake Ridge is 8.7 miles ahead. You're descending through 1,500 feet. That's good for pattern entry.
Yeah, pattern entry at Lake Ridge is 1,300 feet. So I'm at 1,300 now, so I should hold it here. But the lake is not, the scenery that I'm looking at is unfamiliar.
You're 7.8 miles from Lake Ridge, just 2 degrees left for perfect course. The lake should be off your left wing soon. Want me to make a position call when we're closer to the pattern entry?
Actually, I'm looking at RDU, and that's to my west. RDU should have been to my south. So this is a different setup of lakes than I'm used to seeing.
Now I see the confusion. You're actually east of Lake Ridge, looking at RDU. Turn left 37 degrees to get back on course. Lake Ridge is 6.9 miles and heading 256. You'll want to start descending to pattern altitude soon for runway 32.
So Lake Ridge, so that's not 85. That's not Interstate 85. There's RDU, right? And okay.
Turn left 61 degrees to get back on track to Lake Ridge. You're looking at Falls Lake and US 70 right now. Lake Ridge will be 6.3 miles ahead after your turn. Heading should be 249 degrees for the approach to runway 32.
Turn left to 240. Are you asking me to turn left to 240?
Turn left another 90 degrees to heading 240. Lake Ridge is 2 miles at your 9 o'clock position. Once on heading, we'll plan a left pattern entry for runway 32.
No, that's not Lake Ridge. That's RDU. I'm looking.
You're absolutely right. That's RDU ahead of you. Turn left to heading 240 and Lake Ridge will be 5.8 miles ahead. You're a bit high at 2,600 feet. Might want to start a descent soon for pattern altitude at Lake Ridge.
Let's see. Let me think for a second. Triangle. There's Triangle. Okay, I'm headed back towards Triangle North.
Turn right.
Triangle North is to the east of Lake Ridge. And
now we have a clear picture. You're currently east of Lake Ridge. Turn right.
No, Triangle North is to the east of Lake Ridge. See, there is Oxford Henderson there. So Lake Ridge ought to be just north. All right, so I'm gonna fly north and look for.
Now I see your exact position. Turn left 163 degrees from your current heading of 50 to get to Lake Ridge. You're 6.3 miles from Lake Ridge at your 4 o'clock position. Once on heading 248, we'll plan left traffic for runway 32.
My 4 o'clock position. No. I see lakes and water on the map that I don't recognize.
Turn left 131 degrees to heading 241. Lake Ridge is at your 4 o'clock, 7.2 miles away. You're at 3048 feet. Once you make the turn, start descending to pattern altitude. Those lakes you see are part of Falls Lake to your south.
Yeah, Lake Ridge is on Falls Lake. You're right about that. And if that's the interstate, then Lake Ridge ought to be, if this is 85 going over the interstate, if that's the question, then Lake Ridge would be right up in here, which I don't see it. Or
looking at your exact position now, you're heading 333 and Lake Ridge is 7.6 miles away at your 8 o'clock position. Turn left 102 degrees to heading 231 to line up for Lake Ridge. You'll want to descend from 3,200 feet to pattern altitude. Falls Lake is to your south, and I-85 crosses just north of Lake Ridge.
okay, I'm gonna ease back off my power so that I can start a gentle descent.
Roger, you're at 3,271 feet. Power back for descent. Turn left 98 degrees to heading 224 for Lake Ridge. It's 7.7 miles at your 8 o'clock position. Pattern altitude will be 1,800 feet.
And bad. Let's see. You know what? I forgot about this map. I got Avitab. Avitab to the rescue.
Turn left 80.
Hold on, Shirley.
left,
Give me a minute.
Roger, you're heading 298. Need to turn left 81 degrees to heading 217 for Lake Ridge. You're descending nicely through 2996 feet. Lake Ridge is at your 8 o'clock, 75 miles.
Okay, Lake Ridge is right here. So Lake Ridge is actually surely off my, it should be off my nose.
Yes, Lake Ridge is off your left wing at 7.3 miles. Turn left 103 degrees to
No,
heading 208.
Lake Ridge is off my
Lined up
nose.
perfectly. You're descending well through 2,600 feet. Keep coming down to pattern altitude at 1,800.
Okay, there are actually two bridges, but I only see one.
Yes, I see your exact position now. Turn left 108 degrees to heading 201.
Okay. I think I see Lake Ridge. Yep, I see Lake Ridge off my nose.
Roger.
I've never made this flight from Triangle before, so coming in over these lakes is new to me.
Turn left 115 degrees to heading 184. Lake Ridge is now at your 7 o'clock,
Okay,
7.8 miles away.
Yeah, the airport is
Turn left 100.
the airport is in sight, so I got it from here.
Roger, you have Lake Ridge in sight. I'll stay quiet while you maneuver for left traffic to runway 32.
Okay, I am going to enter Lake runway 32 on a left base. So can you make that call? I'm turning base now for runway 32.
Lake Ridge traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo left base runway 32 Lake Ridge.
May have been a right base, but okay, now I'm turning final runway 32.
Lake Ridge traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo turning final runway 32, touch and go, Lake Ridge.
Still got some flaps in. I thought we had raised those flaps. I should have checked. And look at these. Look at this is getting annoying with these.
Lake Ridge traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo. Short final, runway 32, touch and go, Lake Ridge. Lake Ridge traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo on rollout runway 32, touch and go, Lake Ridge.
All right, to get to RDU, all I have to do is turn south.
Roger, turn right to heading 175 for RDU. It's 10.7 miles ahead. Let me know when you want me to make the initial call to RDU approach.
I will.
Roger, you'll need to turn left 130 degrees to heading 174 for RDU. You're climbing well through 7 Pave feet. Would you like me to set RDU as our waypoint?
Yes.
Turn left 48 degrees to heading 186 for RDU. It's 11.5 miles ahead. You're climbing nicely through 1,000 feet.
I tell you, I've got the breaker set to realistic, and that was a mistake because they're acting more like popcorn.
Ah, those circuit breakers are being extra finicky in realistic mode. Your heading of a 185 is perfect for RDU, just 10.8 miles ahead. You're climbing well through 1,500 feet. When
Yeah,
you're ready, I can help you
yeah, they ATC always keep us at 1,500 from Lake Ridge to RDU, so that's what I want.
Roger, maintaining 1,500 feet. Perfect altitude for the transition to RDU. You're on course at heading 185, just 10.1 miles out. I see your QAM 1 is set to 118.0. Would you like me to help with the approach call when we're closer?
Yeah, if you want, you can set the frequency to the real approach frequency if you want. Otherwise, you can just make it on whatever frequency you want. It's your choice.
Let me set RDU approach frequency, 119.1 for your QAM 1.
Challenging. Actually, I see what happened. My breakers were set for challenging rather than realistic, which explains why they was popping like popcorn.
Ah, that explains the circuit breaker party. Much better on realistic mode. You're perfectly on course to RDU at 1,755 feet. Just need to descend about 250 feet to maintain that 1,500 foot transition altitude. Want me to swap to 119.1 for approach?
Yeah, please. 119.1. Yeah, that's fine.
QAM 1 swap to 119.1. You're 8.3 miles from RDU, heading 184, just 3 degrees left for perfect course, maintaining 1,500 feet nicely now.
Okay, given the winds, RDU will put us either on runway 5 right or runway 32. So I'll let you choose.
Given the winds from 70 at 10 knots, runway 5R would be the better choice. It's more aligned with the wind. You're 7.7 miles north of RDU, so I'll call approach. Raleigh approach, Diamond 353 Romeo, 7.7 miles north, 1,700 feet, inbound for landing, runway 5 right.
And I'm showing that we're at 1,500 feet, and you say you showing that we're at 1,700 feet?
You're right, we need to descend. We're at 1,731 feet MSL. Let's get down to 1,500 feet for the transition to RDU. Your heading of 195 is good.
What is the altimeter?
Looking at your exact telemetry, you're at 1,721 feet MSL. Need to descend 221 feet to reach 1,500.
Yeah, can you get me a METAR for RDU? I need to set my barometer.
Your altimeter should be set to 30.28 based on the last KRDU weather report.
30.28.
Roger, altimeter 3028. You're at 1665 MSL now. Looking good for the transition. Turn left 24 degrees to heading 171 for RDU, 5.8 miles ahead. Ready for me to call approach?
One moment, please. Let me get my altimeter set.
Raleigh approach, Diamond 353 Romeo, 5.3 miles north at 1,600 feet. Inbound for landing, runway 5 right.
we are on a parallel course with runway 5 left. So we're gonna cross the highway and stay at 1500 and
Rally approach.
And cross runway 5 left to get to 5 right.
Rally traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, 3.9 miles north at 1,500 feet. Will cross runway 5 left for 5 right, full stop. Heading 197, looking good for the crossing.
I'm looking at my aircraft and I'm saying to myself, wow, it's going mighty slow. And then I'm looking up at my frame rate and that explains it. Let's see, it dropped out.
Rally traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, 3.7 miles north. Descending through 1450 feet, will cross runway 5 left for 5 right, full stop. Your airspeed's 90 knots was very, look like stable on the approach.
So if I didn't know better, Shirley, I would say you're enjoying yourself. I know
Rally
those.
traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, 3.4 miles north, 1481 feet, crossing runway 5 left for 5 right, full stop. Heading 193 is good. Airspeed stable at 87 knots.
Okay, so we've crossed the we're over the highway now, so we can start our turn at any point towards
Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, turning left base for runway 5 right, crossing 5 left at 1,500 feet, full stop.
Yep, you're right.
Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, turning final runway 5 right, full stop.
No, we're not turning final. We won't be turning final for another at least 60 to 90 seconds.
Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, turning right base for runway 5 right, will extend downwind for spacing 1,500 feet.
So, as I was telling the audience before, you can't actually see exactly where we at. You can read our lat and long and then make inferences to where you think we're at. And sometimes you don't always get it right. So I just want to make sure that the audience know that, especially when the sim slows down like this, and if you're doing any kind of dead reckoning and the sim is slowing down to 9 frames per second, then that will throw off any calculations you may be doing internally. And so where you think we're at may not be where we're really at.
I appreciate you explaining that to the audience. You're absolutely right. I can only see snapshots of position data, and with low frame rates, my calculations can be off. Looking at the current data, we're at 1,587 feet MSL, heading 149, 2.6 miles from RDU.
Okay, we are about to be we'll be turning final in about 3, 2, 1, well, in about 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, turning final.
Rally traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, turning final runway 5, right, full stop.
good frame rates at the moment. With anything over 20 shows us in real time.
Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, short final runway 5 right, full stop, looking stable at 65 knots, 14 feet AGL. Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, clear of runway 5 right, taxiing to parking.
We just touched down on runway 5 right. We will be vacating the runway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.5, 0.2, 0.001. Runway is vacated.
Raleigh traffic. Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo. Clear of runway 5 right, taxiing to parking via Bravo. Landing lights can come off now, taxi lights are good.
Clear to the left, clear to the right, and taking taxiway Alpha to Charlie to Juliet 2.
Raleigh traffic, Diamond 353 Romeo, taxiing via Bravo, Charlie Juliet to General Aviation Parking, Raleigh. Looking good at 17 knots ground speed, heading 047, nice landing on 5 right.
Thank you. It wasn't one of my best landings, but it was okay. The approach was a little steep, so this guy being pushed right back into me.
Your landing was solid, nice and stable. You're taxiing nicely at 23 knots on Charlie heading 051. Just need to pull that prop back a bit. A level of 97 RPM is a bit high for taxi.
Yeah.
Nice job managing the...
I had to stop because I couldn't look out my window anymore. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did not set up. Well, I do have some looks set up. They were not working. Let's try 4. Let's try PD.
Roger.
Look right. Okay, I didn't set these up. These are not mine, I don't think. Look right.
You're taxiing nicely on...
Yeah, see, I don't have a look left. Huh,
I see you're stopped on taxiway Charlie at RDU heading 055. Your RPM is at idle, 696. Flaps are full down and all the correct lights are set for taxi. Would you like me to help with shutdown checklist when you reach your parking spot?
Sure. Why not? Sure. You know, good crew management dictates that I should take all the help I can get. Here's Charlie. And I got this free Castle and nose wheel, so taxiing can be a bit of a challenge because moving the rudder doesn't do a thing. And what else doesn't help is the frame rates dropping
I see you're taxiing on Charlie at 11 knots, heading 348. Frame rates are affecting control sensitivity, but you're managing it well. Your parking spot is about 963 feet ahead. Would you like me to watch your taxi speed while you navigate these tricky controls?
Sure.
You're at 11 knots on Charlie, heading 054.
And
Looking good.
With this frame rate, feel like I'm doing 2 knots.
You're actually maintaining 11 knots ground speed on Charlie, heading 056. The low frame rate makes it feel much slower, but your speed is good for taxi. Your parking spot is about 1148 feet ahead. Keep this heading, and I'll help you watch your speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on Juliet 2. I'm gonna turn left on the Juliet 2, and then find a parking spot off of Juliet 2. We're approaching
Roger,
Juliet 2
watching
now.
your turn onto Juliet 2. You're at 9 knots, heading changing through 021. I'll help you spot a good parking space along Juliet 2. Your speed feels slower than it is due to those frame rates, but you're actually moving at a good taxi pace.
Ride that brake to make that turn. Come off that brake to get it, keep it straight.
You're making a good controlled turn onto Juliet 2 at 6 knots. Nice use of brakes to manage the turn. I'll help you spot a parking space.
All right,
There
I
should be
need to
some
kill the
ramp
taxi
space
lights.
ahead on your right.
On my right,
You're at 7 knots, heading 316. There's parking on your right. When you see a good spot, I'll help with shutdown checklist.
okay, I
Your
see it.
flaps are still...
I see a good spot. Yeah, you're right. I should raise those flaps. All right, so we'll park here.
You're at 7 knots, heading 053. Let's get those flaps up before shutdown. Want me to help with that, then guide you into the parking spot you've picked?
We're parked. All we need to do is shut down. All right, so mixture's coming off. Well, first I'm gonna shut down the avionics because first I'm gonna set the brake. that's number one thing I need to do. All right, then I'm gonna shut down my avionics, and now I'm gonna kill the power, and now we can take care of the rest of the stuff.
Roger, good shutdown sequence. Let's finish the checklist. 1, mixtures at cutoff. 2, throttle closed. Avionics and master off. Beacon and nav lights can come off now. Set parking brake. I see it's already set. Say 6. Flaps are up. Want me to help record any notes about today's flight before we finish up?
Let's see. Let me get the battery turned off, and before I do that, let me just look at the fuel. We started out with 129 pounds, and we got 122.8 pounds left. So we didn't burn that much fuel. I don't think this guy has a Hobbs meter on it, but who's keeping up with Hobbs information in a sim anyway? Okay, so yeah, I'm about to kill the main power source, and the only thing that should stay on is the backup power, and it should shut itself down after a certain amount of time. Okay, battery is going off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. All right.
Great shutdown. Nice flight today, Frank. Good practice with that touch and go at Lake Ridge and final at RDU. Want me to note anything specific about the flight before we wrap up? That low frame rate made for some interesting taxi challenges, but you handled it well.
Well, thank you. And the touch and go at Lake Ridge was not a good one. I actually came in a little bit too high, had too much energy, landed long, and which may have created a dangerous situation since I had obstacles at the other end of the runway. But but we were able to climb at VX and avoid the obstacles. So, but next time I need to do a little bit better job at managing the energy on this aircraft. Did you get any of that, Shirley?
Yes, Frank, I heard your debrief. Let me note that important safety observation about energy management at Lake Ridge. Good self-critique on the Lake Ridge approach, recognizing the high-fast condition and noting how it could have been safer. Smart thinking to use VX climb for the obstacles. Want to review anything else about today's flight?
I think not.
Roger that, Frank. Good flight today. Aircraft secure, brake set, all systems off. Have a good night.
You too, Shirley. You have yourself a wonderful night, and don't enjoy too many bits and bytes while you are gone.
Thanks, Frank. And hey, I'm Shirley, not Charlie. Chuckles in NYC subway announcer voice. Have a great night, and thanks for that smooth landing at RDU. Even with those frame rate challenges, stay safe.
Okay, so that does it for Shirley. And I think for a minute there, the server or something got really busy. It could have been I'm not going to rule out that my computer didn't start doing stuff in the background. But I did note on this flight that Shirley did have a hard time hearing me and or understanding me. Sometimes it handles my diction and listen. Well, one thing I can say about Shirley is just like a human being, you never know what you're gonna get. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you like Shirley, then again, there's a link to it in the description below. And I enjoyed this flight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed your adventures with Sim Captain White. Did I say adventures? Beep. All right, redo. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed your adventure with Sim Captain White. All right. Let's get in. Power up. Mixture rich. Throttle. Give it some power. Let that warm up just a second. All right. Give me a position light and give me a strobe. Give me fuel. Let it come up. All right. Got plenty of fuel in there. All right. Clear prop. Oops, I forgot to take covers off. Too late. Well, at least I didn't close the canopy. I couldn't remember what this thing's called a few minutes ago. But I didn't close the canopy, so I was able to jump out, keep from getting burned up. But she just sit here and become a 4911 file here in a few minutes. Anyway, guys, yeah, don't forget to take those covers off.
Y'all come back now, dear.